What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel, Sports Against the Grain. It's your boy G. I'm gonna get straight to the point. It's first of the month. Earlier today, the Cleveland Browns revealed that they're gonna finally bench Joe Flacco and they're gonna start Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur Sanders. To me, we all know the obvious. I'm not taking nothing away from Dylan Gabriel. He finished third in Heisman. He spent 6 years in college. I believe he was a redshirt freshman. He transferred a couple times. He went through the COVID protocol when the whole world shut down, so college gave him an extra year. He's only 2 years older than Shedeur. He's about 3 or 4 inches shorter. He's only like 5'11", about 200 pounds. I believe he also got blackballed, but not to the level of Shedeur Sanders. He was the third round pick, 74th. I'm sorry, third round, 94th pick overall by the Browns this year. And Shedeur was a fifth round, 144th pick. And of course, he came straight out of Colorado. One of the main reasons why Shedeur was blackballed is because his father, you know what I'm saying, primetime Deion Sanders, one of the greatest corners and arguably special teams players of all time. He was making some blatant comments prior to the draft while he was coaching the son of Colorado about he didn't want not only Shedeur but Shiloh Sanders also to not be drafted by certain teams. And the Browns were obviously they felt slighted as well as many other teams, entire NFL, all those all those owners, all those crinkly old white men just decided to blackball my boy. And they did his brother dirty in Tampa Bay. The last preseason game, he got into a fight with somebody and he got kicked out the game, which was one thing, but then they cut him the very next day. They didn't even bring him back to the practice squad. So there's obviously a black cloud over the Sanders brothers. I feel bad for Shedeur because he had a pretty solid preseason, as well as Gabriel. Both of them were looking like rookies out there. To me, I think Shedeur looks more like a natural quarterback, but he holds the ball too long in the pocket at times. And Gabriel, on the other hand, he's a lot smaller than him. But to me, I think he's a little faster on the ground. He could scramble a little better. So I'm not taking anything away from him, but we all know that it wasn't a fair battle for the second string position. And if you look at the Cleveland Browns depth chart, is just pretty jacked up, man. Actually placed they actually placed Shedeur Sanders as third string and Flacco was still second string. This is the type of shit that pissed me off, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's was one thing if you in your feelings and you don't want to draft a certain player because Deion Sanders is running his mouth and being sarcastic and Shador's cocky and arrogant. Like, we all hear him in the interviews. He's very confident, he's arrogant, he's cocky. And I see also why the owners decide to blackball him. But god damn it, like what the fuck, man? Like you're really gonna damage the team like now because we got sorry ass Joe Flacco out here throwing the football, second in the league in picks. He threw 6 picks. He looked absolutely horrible against the Detroit Lions this past Sunday, September 28th. He was sacked several times. He had 2 picks and no touchdowns. And every single game, he was sacked at least 2 times. You know what, man? If I was a Cleveland Browns defense, I'll be cussing out the coaching staff. I'll be cussing out the GM and the owner. Let me read these numbers to you right now as far as NFL ranks with the defense. So the Cleveland Browns have the best total defense in the NFL through 4 weeks. They only give up 222 yards per game. They're the only team to not give up 900 yards or more this season, slightly below at only 890 total yards through week 4. They are fourth in the league in passing defense. They only give up 152 yards per game, and they're number one in rushing defense. They only give up 70 yards a game. And but check this out. They're 24th in the NFL for giving up 25.5 points a game. I wonder why. Because he got Joe Flacco, the Raven bird with his beak and his wings cut off, throwing picks, fucking up the chemistry. I see why they picked him up, because 2 years ago the Browns had him, and he backed up Deshaun Watson, and we all know he tore his Achilles. So I don't know if or when he's coming back, and they paid him too much money, but they have small quarterbacks, and Flacco was the only one that's really big. He's like 6'4", like what, 220, 230. He's a big guy. But I'm sick of talking about his sorry ass, man. Back to Shedeur Sanders, man. So I don't know, man. I just I don't understand why they're taking out their frustrations of Deion Sanders on his kids. Is really not fair. But Shador is handling it very well. Like in the media, they asked him about what he thought about him not being able to start next week. And to be honest, I'll give it to him, man. He's holding himself together really well. He's acting like a real professional. He's not complaining to the media. He's not throwing any subliminal shots at anybody on the team. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen or heard anything. But I don't know, man. They're 1-3, the Cleveland Browns. If Dylan Gabriel don't step up in these next 3 4 weeks, I'm sure they're gonna let him start for a month. They're not gonna win against the Vikings, man, unless he's really ready. I believe he is, but so they go against the Vikings out of the country. I think they're in London or something. Another international game. Week 6 to go against the Steelers. That could be 2 losses right there, man, because the Steelers are on fire. Then again, division games are very competitive. Week 7 to go against the Dolphins. As y'all know, we heard Tyreek Hill tore his ACL, also dislocated his knee and other ligaments. He's done for the year. Maybe they beat the Dolphins. In week 8 to go against the Patriots, and they compete. They are no joke. They have a bye in week 9. Yeah, man. The only good thing about the Browns being down 1-3, I mean, having a 1-3 record in their division, is that they're tied for Ravens for the third and last place in the division. They're also 1-3, and Joe Burrow is out definitely for the Bengals, as we know. He has turf toe. I think he's out for another like month or two. So the Browns have a chance to clean this shit up, but to keep it 100, they're gonna have to let Shador play. If Gabriel's not playing well, or Lord forbid, something happens to him, or they just simply need to do a trick play or something, I think the Browns need to get a little bit more creative with that playbook. I honestly think the offensive coordinator need to get fired. I think the head coach needs to get fired. They only won 3 games last year. If you look at their franchise history, they've been trashed pretty much every year. I think like they made the playoffs twice this decade, in 2020 and 2023. But before that, they've been trashed. And well, let's just see what happens, man. I really wish the best of luck to not only Shedeur Sanders but Dylan Gabriel. These two rookies are phenomenal players. Look at their college highlights. Look at the preseason highlights. Both of them can play. I think the Browns are just wasting time with the rookies, are not developing them at the quarterback position. I can't think of that running back on the Browns. He's also cold, man, because I don't understand how they're third in the NFL in rushing, but that rookie running back is solid. I think he averaging like 60, 70 yards a game, which isn't great. But for a rookie, that's impressive because they don't have a very good offensive line. And the Browns' offense is atrocious. They're 27th in total yards. They're 30th in rushing, like I mentioned. They're 31st in points. And it's all because of Joe Flacco and that weak offensive line, man. That they need to find a way to get Judy going, the old boy from Alabama that played on Denver Broncos last year. If they can get Judy going somehow, man, and get that rookie running back going, I really think the Browns could take advantage of these two Heisman candidate rookies and Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. But yeah, man, that's all I really got to say. I think it's a damn shame that the NFL is this weak at producing a product like this. You know, the Browns even cared about their viewership and their ratings and jersey sales, and just overall respect for the game. That they will give this kid Shedeur Sanders a chance. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I only know a couple Browns fans. I'm gonna shoot them this video, man. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out.